A new poll by CBS News shows 7 in 10 people believe opioid addiction in the United States is a very serious problem. The majority overwhelmingly believe the federal government could do more to address opioid addiction. As for who is to blame, those polled faulted people abusing prescription pain medicines, pharmaceutical companies, doctors, and gangs, in that order. But what of the person who's been addicted to opioids? What do they say? As part of CBS 42's continuing coverage of the opioid crisis, I asked men in recovery about this national epidemic and the toll it's taking on families and communities.
You didn't have anything to drink?
From a drugged driver who didn't want to tell his story.
That was my downfall. That was my drug of choice, was opiates and heroin for the past, it's been almost 6 years.
To 3 men in different stages of addiction recovery willing to tell theirs. Tyler Matto, Jeremy Flatstall, and Jared Crawford speak from experience. They're sharing their struggle with addiction to help someone else, whether it's an under-the-influence driver.
Even people that are on prescribed medications that they're supposed to take can have issues with them and do the same things.
Or the person trying to make the decision to quit using.
Every person's situation is different, and their mind thought, how far they got into addiction. I mean, I wish there was one cure that could cure addiction.
It's sad, but when you're in the grips of addiction, selfishness is the main character trait. You're only thinking about what you want and what you need, and you'll use anybody around you to get it.
And it took a lot of, by the grace of God, and learning from people that love me, that didn't want me to do that or hurt anybody else, to finally come to that recollection and figure out what I wanted to do with my life.
When you were in your addiction, is there something someone could have said to you to help you get to that point to say, I want help?
My family was really standoffish with talking to me about having a problem. Usually when they would come to me, when it would get to that point of saying this is out of control, you need to do something, I would do it.
I've been lucky. My family's been behind me most of the way, and they've told me plenty of times and asked me not to do the things I do, and it would depend where I was at in my addiction and just how much I really cared about myself, just to help the people that I loved and show them that I was ready to change.
And that's the tricky thing about addiction, because you see, him with his family, he would listen. And then you take like me for granted, I've been to prison, I've been to most rehabs in the state of Alabama. And something somebody tell me is not being able to help me. I was hard-headed. The more you told me no, that's why I didn't want to do it.
But his goal now is to be clean, something Jeremy Flatstall challenges anyone using, for whatever reason they're using, to do.
And don't be scared to be clean. I mean, I can tell you, I feel better than I've ever felt right now.
But just reach out to someone, because as an addict, it's hard to do it by yourself. You're not going to do it by yourself.
As these men have learned, when you seek the help, you'll find it. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, more than 40 people die each day from overdoses involving prescription opioids. The men we talked to are in a program at the Foundry Ministries. We have their contact information and others on the CBS 42 News app if you or someone you know needs help.